Every mark on this earth tells a tale. Every day that goes by without ever asking why, you believe in your dreams. Close your eyes and believe in magic as I hold your hand. Close your eyes, believe in magic. 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 Believe in magic. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Talk with Sue on International Angels Network. And today is Wednesday, March 6th, 2019, and I am your host, Sue Broome, coming to you live from Southern Arizona, where it has been one of the most beautiful and warmer days of the year so far. Yay! Of course, we're going to get a 20-degree drop in a couple days, but I'll tell you, I'll take this weather right now over much other weather that's going on in the U.S. So, a little bit about me. I am an intuitive healer, a spiritual teacher, and an international best-selling author. I do private sessions and workshops, and I also have a deck of cards that is out, and that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. The Desert Speaks. So it is available to order. So I also love helping other connect to their loved ones. Your connection is already there, and I help you find ways to help keep that connection strong and to strengthen it even more. Through my book, Signs from Your Loved Ones, I have a free course, Memories Shared with Your Loved Ones, as well as my latest course, Channel Writing with Mom. So all different ways that you can connect with your loved ones. Some of the things we explore here on International Angels Network is spiritual entrepreneurship, fairies and angels, astrology, numerology, spirituality, spirit guides, our loved ones, and so much more. Now, if you're interested in being a guest on the show, you can go to internationalangelsnetwork.com and /guest and fill out the form to be a guest on the show. Many times, I shouldn't say many times, but there have been times like Diane Morgan. She was a guest on my show, and then just several months later, she was doing her own show. So you never know what might happen if you get to be a guest. If you want to be a host, find out more by going out to internationalangelsnetwork.com. There's also, if you want to find out about how to grow your spiritual entrepreneurship business, you can go out to internationalangelsnetwork.com. And there's a couple different options. There's either the membership that you can check out, or there's also the directory. And one or both might suit your needs to help your business. So make sure, go out to internationalangelsnetwork.com, peruse around, find out about the hosts, find out about the directory, find out about the membership, and if you want, be a guest on the show. Now, we are a live call-in show, and this is the same phone number for all of the hosts. So put this in your phone. The number is 1-516-453-9162. And for international callers, just be sure to dial that 1. And again, the phone number is 1-516-453-9162. And then if you want to ask a question, you can press number 1 to get in the queue. If you are listening through Blog Talk Radio, when we are live, there's a Skype button, and you can just push that Skype button and it'll take you right in. And again, you'd still need to press number 1 to get in the queue. Now, if you missed any of the shows, or if you want to go back and listen to one of the shows that really inspired you, or if you want to share it with a friend, you can listen to any of the replays on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Chartable, Listen Notes, Overcast, iHeartRadio, our newest, and of course, internationalangelsnetwork.com, as well as blogtalkradio.com/International Angels Network. So you can listen, re-listen, share it with your friends. Also, tonight's live show is brought to you by Audible by Amazon. You can get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/International Angels. And there are over 450,000, probably close to 500,000 titles now that you can choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or your MP3 player. And again, that's audibletrial.com/International Angels. And I also want to give a shout out to our sponsor for International Angels Network, Sunday Sturgeon. She is the founder and CEO of Holistic Light Rejuvenation Center. Let me say that again. Holistic Light Rejuvenation Center. So thank you, Sunday, for being our sponsor for International Angels Network. Her latest book in the Warrior Women series is Illuminate Your Joy. It's available on Amazon on both Kindle and on paperback. If you have read this book or any of the Warrior Women with Angel Wings and would like to put a review on Amazon, please do so. The reviews are awesome to read about and hear, so thank you so much. Now tonight, I am going to be talking about my deck, which I've already debuted it, so it's not that it's first coming out of the box now, but I wanted to talk about the Oracle deck that I just created, The Desert Speaks. I know there's a little bit of a shiny spot from the light. I apologize for that, but I have been having so much fun with this deck, and the readings that I've been doing, the readings that other people have been doing, have been very accurate. In fact, I was doing readings, it was the weekend before I even got the proof copy. And it's like, okay, how am I going to shuffle the cards, because I don't have them yet, but I wanted to do readings because I needed to see how accurate they were. And so I had them in a table in a document, and I had them numbered, and I just had everybody pick numbers. And it worked great. I would mix up the columns a little bit, put them in different orders, so people weren't getting the same, oh, I want to get that card and put that number. So I'd switch the numbers. So I did find out before I even had the proof copy in my hands that they were accurate. Now, just a little bit about why I created this deck. First off, it was a lot of fun creating it. And it started after I was down in southern Arizona, because all of the cards started out as pictures that I took. Some of them were from my backyard. Some of them were on walks that I would go on in the neighborhood. Or if I would take a day trip someplace, I would, take a lot of pictures. And every single card has been from southern Arizona. In fact, the other day I was counting up. It's like, I wonder how many cards actually came from my backyard. And I don't remember the exact number, but it was like 14, 15, 16 of the cards came from pictures that I took in my own backyard. And part of the awesomeness about that is that our world is speaking to us, and we don't have to go very far. We can go step right out into our own backyards and see what is out there talking to us. The deck is a fun way to create, to connect with your higher self. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. Maybe I still will. We'll see. Okay, so the deck is all about connecting, about you connecting with your intuitive side, with your soul, with your higher self. There's a couple of cards that actually the message on them refers to, okay, this sounds like it's a message from somebody out there. Could be a loved one, could be an angel, could be a star being friend. And one of the things about some of the cards, let me see if I can find one right off that's not too far into the deck. Some of them, I love this one. This one, the word on it is allow, but it's actually a mirror image of itself. And I didn't realize this. So there's actually the picture. But I didn't realize this when I was creating. I didn't do the mirror images on purpose like that. But when you turn it sideways, you get different images. And it's actually both ways. You get totally different images from what the card is saying. And when you are doing readings with these cards, and this is with any deck, I didn't do a guidebook with it, and the reason I didn't is because I want you to use your intuition. I want you to look at the card and see, well, what is it telling me? The word on this one is clear your energy. Oh, this comes up a lot. This card and this topic has come up a lot, and it's actually kind of funny that this one is right here, because clearing our energy is getting to be more and more important. But I want you, when you see the card, I want you to not only look at the words, but I want you to connect with the colors. If there's other images that you're seeing, what does it represent to you? There's, here's another one. This one, I love this picture. It's a raven. And some people might look at it and say, oh, it looks like a crow. And it's like, no, it was definitely a raven. Arizona has more ravens. I don't even know if there's crows in Arizona. I don't know that I've ever seen a crow since I've been in the state of Arizona. It's always ravens. But there's a lot of different things in the card going on. And how does it speak to you? What is speaking to you? Because you might look at this card and you might not even see the bird at first. You might look beyond it and see the cactus in the background. Or you might see the brick wall. Maybe the brick wall is coming up for you in some way in your life. Maybe you feel like you're banging your head up against the wall. And so that might be the first thing that you notice. So I want you, when you are doing readings with this deck, I want you to notice, well, what is it that is really standing out to me? Is it the designs? Is it the color? Is it the animal? Is it the bird that's speaking up? Is it the raven? Is it that he's holding on to something right there? And it's like, oh, what the heck is he hanging on to? Now, the funny story about this raven, so he's in my backyard, and he was actually at the bird bath. And I saw him taking a drink, and I am running for my phone, and I am thanking him as I'm taking pictures. And when he was done drinking, that's when I saw he grabbed this thing that he had taken and he had actually set it down, and I think he had put it in the water, because I don't think I saw it sitting in the center of the bird bath. Actually has um, a little ledge. I didn't see it sitting there, so I think it was sitting in the water until he jumped on the ground, and he would not let go. And the other funny part of this, it's not in the picture because I didn't even realize it till later, but off to the side, it's when this wall ends at the corner of the yard, there was a cat sitting up on the wall watching the bird. And honest to gosh, the cat and the raven were about the same size. So it's what speaks to you. Now, when I read the cards, of course, I'm going to be thinking about all of those things, but what is it that pops out for you? And maybe now that you've heard that story, maybe if you're reading this card, maybe something like that. It's like, oh, I remember Sue telling this story, and maybe it will kick something else in your intuition up. Now, I saw that there was a comment on Champagne C says, I have ravens around my house a lot. I feel it's a message to me. Oh my gosh, Champagne. Ravens are so cool, and they are so intelligent. I think that's the only time that I have seen a raven in the yard. I mean, and obviously I'm not here 100% of the time, but that's the only time I've seen them. I've seen roadrunners. In fact, I had a roadrunner yesterday. I don't see them very often either, but ravens, definitely, they're super intelligent. Start talking. Next time you see one, start talking to them and see what kind of conversation you can get going back and forth. Now, the thing with this deck, obviously, yes, I live in the desert. I live in southern Arizona. There's a lot of desert. But everything outside is speaking to you. I was having a conversation with a woman on Facebook the other day. We were commenting back and forth on one of the cards that I had posted, and she was asking. Oh, and I'll tell you, if I can find this quick enough, I will show you, because it was a sky picture, and I remember this day. I was walking, and I was just in the neighborhood, and I saw this ring around the sun, and I had never seen that. And is it chemtrails? Is it this? Is it that? Who knows? But it was an actual ring around the sun. Now, this one is a mirror image again. But that actually was a ring around the sun. So I'm taking pictures, and of course, it's a mirror image, so there's different images, and this is the one where you could almost see angel wings in this, which I think is really cool. And that was not planned. That was totally not planned. But this one, she said, well, what is the actual original picture? So I posted the original picture, because every single one of these are original pictures. This was feather clouds that I saw when I was coming home after hiking one day, and I had to pull over as quick as I could so I could take a picture of the clouds in the sky. Now, obviously they don't look like pictures anymore, because there's an app that I have that helped manipulate the colors and the texture. It didn't change the pictures though, it just changed the colors of them. Like this, the mystical magic. This is a cat, a black cat that comes around. Have not seen him for a while, but he comes around in the neighborhood. So what is speaking to you? Like the Desert Speaks deck had to come out and had to help. It's out here to help you, help encourage people to really notice what is going on in my world, what's going on when I'm outside. Am I noticing the trees? Am I noticing the plants? It was funny, the one that I posted today, it looks like, to me it always looks like bananas. It's a yellow flower. It's long, and I could not remember if I had taken that out front. And the other day when I was coming home from my walk, it's like, oh, I did. It's blooming again. I'm trying to see if I can find it. It's actually an aloe vera plant. I had to Google search it to verify that that's really what it is. This is the aloe vera that I have in my front yard that is blooming. Yeah, I didn't know that that's what they look like, but isn't that cool? This one actually, this is really awesome too. This one, it's a mirror image, but this right here, this fixture, and it's hard to do it upside down. Maybe this way I can do it. This right here, it's called elephant head. And as you're walking on the trail, it doesn't look like an elephant head. It doesn't look like an elephant head. It doesn't, and all of a sudden you get past a certain point and you look at it and it's like, oh my gosh, it looks like an elephant head. So it's really cool. It is very cool. Let's see. Belinda says, I fuss at my crows for chasing my hawks. Crows are very intelligent too, Miss Belinda. And yeah, I love hawks. In fact, I had one hawk that actually sat on the back wall out here. But so thank you for those of you that are joining us on YouTube. Make sure and like the video down below. There's a subscribe button, and if you push the bell just to the right of the subscribe button, then you'll get notifications every single time there is a new video posted on YouTube for International Angels Network, or as soon as Claudia posts it and we're going to be live, it will send you a notification. So make sure and do that, and share it with your friends. When we're all done, you can push that share button and you can share. It comes up with a link that's really easy to copy and paste. So, all right, and Blog Talk Radio keeps muting. So stick with us. Blog Talk Radio is pulling a Mercury retrograde. So, all right, now with this deck, I don't want you to think that this deck is only going to work for Sue, because it is going to work for whoever gets this deck, and you start touching every single card and you look at the pictures and you see what it represents to you. What is it pulling out from your intuition? What does it make you think of? Just like the raven one that I was showing you, it's like it's going to mean different things to different people. Champagne, is that who it was? Champagne said that she has ravens all the time. Belinda said it reminds her of the crows in her neighborhood. So those are things that are going to come to them when they're doing readings. So it's going to be individualized. Now the colors, honestly, the colors really, really pop. And that is an indicator. This one, the card actually says, show yourself. But when you see this, what color out of the entire card pops for you first? You know, it's really interesting because you might think that this flower right here, it's kind of a reddish orange. That might be what pops. And when I see this card, not all the time, but many times, this card or this flower up here is what pops. And it's because it looks like a star. It's like, I don't remember a star being in this card. And I have to look, it's like, oh yeah. Now, the other thing that is really cool about this deck, and this is unique, I have never heard of anybody else doing this. In every single card, let me see if there's one. This is a good one, because this one you can see it and you can see all three of them. But so upper corner, it's the upper left corner, there's a heart. Same place on every single card. Bottom right is another heart, and it's on the word line. Every single card, it's in the same exact place. There is a third heart that is someplace on the card, on every single card, and you have to really look. In fact, some of them I had to make them a little bit darker because I couldn't, I'd be going back and it's like, did I put it on there? Because I can't find it. But like this one, it's a little bit easier to see, but you can see it. Some of them I made very obvious. Some of them I didn't. This is another one that's a mirror image. You know, what does it look like? The different directions. And what is it that stands out for you on this card? Is it that there's 2 turtles? Is it that it looks like it's 4 turtles? So the numbers are going to mean things also. Those come into play when you are looking at the card doing a reading. So yes, there's the colors, there's how many things. There's, is it an animal? Is it an insect? Is it the scenery? Is it a sky? What is it that, what kind of feelings does it bring up for you? What senses are you noticing? Is it making you, you know, when you look at a card, is it, are you hearing something? Are you seeing something? Are you seeing something in your third eye? Are you smelling something? Are you tasting something? Are you feeling something in your heart? Are you feeling something on your arm? Maybe you're getting all of a sudden tingles. So every single card speaks differently. This one, of course, I love lizard. This one, honest to gosh, it looks like he's, you know, on stage and he's got the spotlight on him. And the thing that's so funny about this guy, he's probably 5 inches long, 6 inches long. He looks like he's huge. He's not that huge. This, the red that he's sitting on, is a flower pot. It's a bigger flower pot, but that's what it is. So there are amazing things all around you, outside, on your walk. Notice what is going on. One of the things too, and I know that this has shifted since I've been in Arizona because there's different critters that are here. You don't walk anywhere without knowing what's under your feet. You just don't. I mean, honest to gosh, the first day that I was living down here, my landlady, she was getting ready to step out and show me the back courtyard. She almost stepped on a tarantula. So you always have to be aware of what's underneath your feet. So I'm going to go back to YouTube for just a second here. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. And once we get to 100, everyone will be entered into a drawing for every 100 subscribers and win some prizes. I don't know what those prizes are, but that should encourage you to make sure and subscribe. Click that big old subscribe button and click the bell to get your notifications. So, all right. I will be taking your calls, and I would love to get some questions. If anybody has questions, specific questions about the cards themselves, you know that I would love to answer them. Even this one, Looks like a huge red heart. There are hearts all over, showing us things in nature. There was, I'm looking to see if I can find it. There was, oh, no, I'm not going to find, oh, there it is. Just this. It's a hole in a tree. It looks like it's in the shape of a heart. Now, this might be kind of a strange card, and it says Journey Within, which, as you know, all of our answers are within. So journeying within and finding out more about you is where this card wants to take you. These messages are all around us. All around us. There's one of the cards, I think it's Message from Beyond, because it was so funny how the angels, it's like, no, you can't, I wanted to use these words, but the angels were insistent that I had to do them just a little bit different. So it'll be interesting if that card comes up tonight. This card, I think this is the one that came up today. It's Ground Yourself. And it looks like red rock from Sedona, and it's not. Can't remember. This was from down in the Tucson area. And again, this one, it's a mirror image. So it looks very different when you hold it the two different directions. What is it that speaks to you when you look at the card? What is it that it makes you think of? All right, I'm going to give the phone number out again, and then I would love to take some calls tonight. And of course, I'm going to be using the Desert Speaks deck. So the phone number is 1-516-453-9162. And be sure to press number 1 to get in the queue. If you are on Blog Talk Chat or YouTube Chat and would like to ask a question, you can most certainly do that as well. And just to give you an idea to what's coming up on International Angels Network, Thursday we have the Alex Levy Show. Saturday we have Angelic Light with Susie Parrott. Monday we have Divine Guidance with Angel Shishi. And Tuesday we have Angel Navigation with Diane Morgan. And then next Wednesday you have Angel Talk with Sue with me. And my guest is, almost lost that one. My guest is Priscilla Fontura, and she's going to be talking about being an empath. So that you will definitely want to join in if you feel you are an empath. The title of the show is I'm an Empath, Now What? So make sure and join us. Now, when I was shuffling the cards, one of the cards really wanted to come out. It was going to fly on the floor. Okay, it's pretty funny because I really was shuffling the cards, and it's Grounding Yourself. And it was interesting because, grounding yourself, people think, yes, okay, I'm grounding myself to Mother Earth, which this definitely looks like it's a huge red rock, and definitely a rock that would be so fun to go touch. But also grounding yourself, grounding in all of these wonderful energies that are coming in. We have so much love energy coming from our angels, from our guides, from our loved ones, as well as from our star being friends, and bringing all that energy in and bringing it through, connecting with our heart, and then bringing it all the way down into Mother Earth and grounding that energy into Mother Earth as well. It helps all of us when we do that. All right, let me see what we got. I'm going to give the phone number one more time. 1-516-453-9162 and press number 1 to get in the queue. Blog Talk Radio Chat. Marty Q would like a general reading. And while I'm shuffling, somebody asked how many cards are in the Oracle deck. 44. 44. There's some that didn't make it in the deck. And I of course, love the number 44. And I thought about, okay, if there are more that, you know, could I do like a smaller version and add it? It's like, I've toyed with that. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but I like the 44. All right. So I have to go back. So this is Marty. I live in the Mojave Desert. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Big spiders. Ah. Okay. So Marty, I don't know what card I haven't looked yet, but I got to tell you, big spiders, talking about big spiders. So yes, the first day, tarantula, and it wasn't even that. It was a tarantula hawk, which I had never heard of, came and attacked it and dragged it off to its lair. Yes, really gross. Well, then a few weeks later, I saw on the umbrella outside what I thought was another tarantula. And I got something, I captured it. And in fact, it was in a baggie, a big baggie, Ziploc, you know, and I'm looking at him. And I took him several blocks away, let him go, and said, you can't come back. Well, and then I posted his picture on Facebook. I said, this is a tarantula, right? And everybody said, no, Sue, it's a wolf spider. Okay. Well, wolf spiders look just as big and hairy as a tarantula, except the thing with wolf spiders is they have all their little babies on their backs, and they carry them with them until their babies go off. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't know that it was a wolf spider when I caught it. So yeah, Marty, I'm there with you. Big spiders. Okay, now this is interesting because this is also one of the cards that I was talking about before. It's the allow card. And this is, I absolutely love this card. I know I love the colors about it, but it was a picture of the sun. You know how you can see the streams, the rays of the sun coming in a hill. And it actually, because of the colors, it looks like it could almost be underwater. But the word on it is allow. And Marty, what it feels like to me is that you're not allowing, and the words I'm hearing is the goodness, the sweetness of life in. And that, I'll tell you, that's not my language. That's not something I would say. So this is definitely coming from spirit, but it's allowing that in. It's like, I think you beat yourself up a lot, and it feels like just acknowledging yourself and acknowledging when good things are coming in. Make sure and say thank you. Because when you say thank you, you know that putting that gratitude out there is going to help. So bringing in the sweetness, allowing that to filter in. All right. I'm trying to see on my big screen because it's too hard to see all the calls on my phone. Okay. That was from Marty. And all right. Belinda. Oh, Belinda, yes. I like the painting behind you. I see an angel holding. Yes. It says holding a book. And actually, I don't think it's holding a book. It's actually, okay, it's holding a fern. Yes, the painting behind me, it is an absolutely beautiful painting. It's called Worker, and it's got 3 angels in it. I think I'm going to sneeze again. No, maybe not. It's got 3 angels in it, and that's the one you can see the best. There's another one way, way, way up at the top. And then there's one, see that yellow rose? There's one that's hiding behind the stem. Miss Belinda. A lot of people comment on that. So Marty Q says, I had a sun spider, I don't know what those are, run right towards me. It freaked me out so bad I couldn't scream. I just ran into the house. I'm going to have to look up a sun spider because I do not know what a sun spider is. And you know, it's funny because I was telling somebody a story the other day about a scorpion. And they said, well, what did you do? And it's like, well, I took my, it was in one of the bedrooms. It's like, I took my shoe and I smashed it. She said, you shouldn't do that. It's like, why not? Because apparently scorpions also have babies that ride on top of their backs. So when you kill them, oh, sun spider, that sun spider is really, really gross. Okay, so, oh, yeah. Marty says, I do beat myself up. Thank you. You are so welcome, Marty. And thank you, Claudia, for that sun spider image. Now, the other thing, though, that as we're talking about these different things, did you notice that, okay, so we were talking about the tarantula, big hairy, and then we moved into the wolf spider, and then we moved to the scorpion, and then there's this other, the sun spider, and actually the sun spider looks like it's a combination of a spider and a scorpion, which scorpions are actually cousins. Yeah, I did not know that. But if you see an animal, and with these cards as well, if you pull one of the cards with an animal and you don't know the metaphysical meaning behind it, I would encourage you to look it up. Because like there's a spider in here, and I've had so many spiders, and they're orb weavers, the ones that I have seen, that they're absolutely beautiful. And last summer there was several months that I knew where there was at least 3 or 4 couples. I knew which one was the female. I know I'm a little strange, but if you don't know what it means and you keep seeing it as you're going outside, if you're going on walks, look it up, because so many times there are messages in the animals that you might not be aware of. All right, I'm shuffling and I'm going to pull a card. This is a card that I was thinking that was going to come out. I want to pull a card for everybody that is listening, too afraid to ask a question, or that is listening on the replay, or that for whatever reason not asking a question. So I'm pulling this for everybody. This is another one that I've been talking about tonight that I've already shown the picture. It's the journey within. And really, with Mercury just going retrograde, I believe today, and I think the new moon, I think we have a new moon right now as well. It is all about going within. It is about taking time to re-look at things. Re-look at things that are in your life. Re-look at situations that are going on in your life. Re-look at the boundaries that you have set up. Re-look at the beliefs that you have in your life. And it may be just re-evaluating where it is that you're going. Journey within. It really is about going inside, taking some time for yourself. And maybe it's taking your journal and going outside and finding a nice spot where there are no spiders, where you can sit down and journal. Now, the other thing I wanted to, the saguaro that's on the back, this also was on my walk one night. Actually, one morning. It was in the first house I lived down here. And I used to walk almost the whole neighborhood because it was a pretty small neighborhood. And the sun was coming so perfectly from the top of the saguaro. And the other thing, now this is something, I took this picture probably a year and a half ago, at least a year ago. And something that I didn't even realize until just the other day. See how the saguaro, he's got his arms up? Looks like, he's got his arms up, looking up at the sun. I have several pictures on my Facebook page where that's exactly what I am doing. And I didn't even catch it. In fact, there was one that came up today that was, how Facebook will put the this is what happened 6 years ago. And that's what it was. It was a picture from 6 years ago where I think I was at the Grand Canyon with a friend of mine, but it was one of my pictures where I have my arms up. I did not realize that. The angels did. The angels were totally watching over me on this deck. They were picking out the pictures. They were helping manipulate the colors that were supposed to come through, and then they were putting the words on the cards. Let's pull another one. Now there's a couple of cards in the deck. It's not a guidebook, but a couple of different cards that just gives you some ideas as how to watch, what to watch when you're doing a reading, what to look for, how to do a reading. And I do have, and I posted this on the YouTube chat, but on my website, so you can just go to SueBroome.com or Empowerment for You. They both take you to the same place. And I have a special page created called The Desert Speaks. And it tells you about some of the cards, which I didn't realize I was holding one of the cards. It tells you about some of the cards because some of them really have a beautiful story. And not all of them, some of them are just beautiful scenery, but this particular one has a beautiful story. This is a mother cat and two of her kittens. And actually, I don't know if I can get it. So this mother cat